The following show is brought to you by the Fragmented Zone, opening all doors to the fun and joys of being a nerd, and by contributions to your TFZ station from viewers like you. Thank you. This episode is sponsored by W Energy, the official energy formula of the Fragmented Zone. That's right, I joined their partnership program where they team up with small creators and grow alongside them, allowing people who actually enjoy the product to promote it. I'm a big fan of that system, and any aspiring creators that are watching this right now can apply on their website to be a part of it. If you're skeptical and want to give it a try first, then use code TFC for 10% off at checkout. From Dragon Age to the Chainsaw Man collab, there are tons of exciting flavors that you can shake up right now. Go get on it. This is a clean energy with zero crash, zero sugar, and zero artificial BS. I know it's a slow time for content right now. There's not a lot to talk about, but things are going to ramp up very quickly, and we need to lock in. So we're going to lock in with W Energy. This is good stuff, and you're going to see me drinking it every episode. I'm going to shove it down your throats as much as I can, so you might as well just go buy some. Like I said, code TFZ at checkout, 10% off. Also, one thing we promised you guys is that the Fragmented Zone isn't just a podcast. It's a full-on brand, and we want to take it to global heights, and we have plans to do just that when we sail away on the Atlantic Ocean. That's right, it's time to make a big splash with TFC Takeover Miami, Florida, a tropical special episode coming at you in just a couple of weeks. We are really stepping outside of our comfort zone, trying to travel and make the best of this crazy world, and we are taking you guys on the journey with so much fun content planned. If we are taking over the Miami area all the way to the Bahamas, we got to do it right. So I want you guys to let us know any ideas or suggestions you have for what you want to see us do in South Florida. And this is just part one, people. Teaming with W, taking TFC across the country. What's next? I have no idea, but I can tell you it's going to be awesome. So get ready to expand your mind with us as we take things to the next level. For updates on TFC Takeover Miami and all the exclusive content that comes with it, make sure to go follow us on Instagram and TikTok, and stay tuned for so much more. Let's go. Little Orphan Monkeys, politics in Olympic hockey, and the back rooms taking over the movie theaters.
All before GTA 6 got released.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. No,
that's the world we're living in,
yeah.
right?
Currently. No, like the reason in which, GTA 6 is always a big topic. I think me and Jeremy were talking about this last night when we were playing about how much life we've lived before GTA 6 has kind of, like, GTA 6 has even been released. I can't even remember fully when, like, GTA 6 was originally supposed to be released. I don't even remember the original release date, because May was not the original release date. It was supposed to be released 2 months from now, but there was a previous day before this one. So it was supposed to be released last year, but we still have gotten nothing.
I mean, even before that, building up, there were so many leaked release dates. It was always apparently in the cards for Rockstar to give us GTA 6, but it never happened. It never happened. We have been alive longer with GTA 5 than we were without it. GTA 5's lifespan has been a majority of our lifespan. That movie came out, I was 8 years old. Not movie, that game. The GTA 5 came out when I was 8 years old. I am 21 years old now. Like, we are living in a world where all we know is GTA 5. I mean, obviously, as a kid, my uncle and aunt used to play GTA. They played all the GTA games, so I would jump in and play with them. And then GTA 5 came out, and all the kids in school were talking about it. I felt naughty, I wanted to play GTA 5, and I got my hands on it, and that's what made me a horrible person. Didn't you play GTA 5 so much that it was burnt into your TV?
I did, yeah. When I was younger, my sister originally got GTA from her dad. She spent Christmas with her dad because we had separate dads, and she got an Xbox 360 for Christmas along with GTA 5. And so, she bought the Xbox 360 back home. And of course, I started playing GTA 5, having fun with it, and I left the map up like of GTA on the screen, and I fell asleep, and it was on the screen for so long that the image of the GTA map had burned into my TV. Like it was, yeah,
That's
it
how
was a,
generational GTA 5 is. And
mm,
GTA 6 has the potential to be on the same level, and this has potential to be the year of gaming if we actually get this. No matter where I am mentally in life, I just tell myself every day when I get out of bed, I need to make it to GTA 6. That's where I'm living for at this point. It's been so long. So I hope we get it. Because we're also getting Marvel's Wolverine this year, which looks incredible. So
yeah. There was a lot
follow
of feelings
that up
about
with GTA
that
6.
game not being released because originally there was a bunch of leaks for it, and everyone just thought Insomniac said like you guys suck, we're not giving you this game, like you people don't deserve it. Which realistically, if they did that, I I would have no shame. Like, I would have been like, all right, that's fair. Because
I
leaking
believe that.
culture, like the entire culture around leaks as a whole is ridiculous. I had deleted Twitter, or X as it's called now, simply because like that was the app that I would go on to like, look at like Fortnite leaks. Like if Fortnite leaks were happening, if anything like that was like gonna pop up, like, I'd run over there. But then I realized I'm like, what is the point of like looking at set leaks? What is the point of looking at skin leaks? Like the joy comes with something that's like a surprise, right? Um, and I think leaks have ruined the entire culture around surprise as a whole. Like
Yeah.
the reason that Marvel put so much in their trailers is I think to kind of deter people from these like little surprises that we're gonna get in the movie. Even though it's very rare and it's very small, like Marvel releases so much of these movies. I remember originally like I feel like my big spark and my biggest thing was when Spider-Man No Way Home was coming out and they released the entire first 2 minutes of the movie on the internet. Why in the world would I want to see the first 2 minutes of a movie? I don't want to see that. I want to sit down in the theater and when it opens up, I just want to watch it. I want to watch it as a whole. And so I think if, the entire culture around internet and everything has really like ruined gaming, it's ruined movies, it's ruined television, and it's
Yeah.
gonna stop us from getting stuff because people can't just be patient. Like these companies are gonna stop like giving us stuff. They're like, you guys like don't deserve it. You are so impatient. You never want to actually wait around for like us to give you this stuff. You're not gonna keep getting it no more.
I I knew Wolverine would come out. You didn't believe hard enough. I knew it would come out, but I also do agree with the sentiment that leakers are ruining the entertainment industry. I mean, everyone is trying to get ahead on these big releases, and it ruins the experience for the casual audience, and is also ruining the profit of some of these projects.
Hmm.
And honestly, and I think at this point, out of spite, that's why we don't get a lot of good things anymore, because studios are so afraid to take big risks. They know it's all going to be out on the internet anyways. It
I
doesn't
think
even.
that's one of the reasons too that I'm not super excited to see Avengers of Doomsday because it's like, yes, we got the X-Men in what? The Marvels, right? The X-Men were in the Marvels, the X-Men were in Doctor Strange, and I think, they were in Ms. Marvel too. We got the little tune that did the Ms. Marvel. So that's about three appearances for the X-Men. But mind you, I thought the Marvels was pretty okay, right? I didn't think Doctor Strange was good. So the introduction of Professor X in that movie was lackluster. Um, I think who is that at the end of the Marvels? Why can't I remember his name?
Beast.
Yeah, Beast. Beast was pretty cool. That was a pretty cool look into everything. And then yeah, but now like I don't know. Like I'm seeing like I know Marvel released a whole thing about Shuri meeting the Fantastic Four. Like I don't know what the
Well,
like,
those
I'm
every single one of those teaser trailers were leaked online weeks before they actually came out, and
yeah.
that's the problem. And that it's going to ruin the marketing of Doomsday. It's going to probably ruin the marketing of Spider-Man: Brand New Day, unless
Hmm.
Sony is a lot smarter than they were with No Way Home. I don't know. I mean, everything that Marvel does, these leakers are down their neck, and so I just think the culture around the hype of Doomsday and like everything we've heard about Doomsday, all the rumors, the leaks, it's going to make people go in with a taste in their mouth that they're not going to be able to get out. And I know the conversation is going to get so heated around Avengers when it drops. But
Yeah.
that doesn't change the fact that we are getting Avengers Doomsday. We are getting GTA 6 this year. Hopefully. Hopefully those things all come out. And 2026 is going to be the year where I can finally just say, hey, I saw everything I need to saw.
Hmm.
I can finally jump off a bridge now, and that's, I don't know. Uh, Movies, shows, everything coming out. Obviously, we love to dive into it here. But sometimes I feel like you just don't want to spend time with me. You just feel like the time you're spending with me doing this is taking away from quality time in your relationship with your girlfriend. Um, so I feel like the best solution to that would just be to merge her into the fragmented zone. Would you agree?
Yeah, yeah. I think um in order for us to, bring some more expertise on certain subjects that we may not be all known about. I think we're pop culture nerds enough uh to the point where, we're into a majority of things, but there's just some things that we don't have certain preferences on. So we would need to get other guests. And so then we would introduce more people.
Oh yeah. Oh
Hi,
yeah.
Jeremy.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Haley, Justin's amazing girlfriend and a great friend of mine, and she is the greatest guest we're ever going to have on this podcast.
Facts,
Haley,
100%.
why are you qualified? Tell us why you're qualified.
I I feel like I'm qualified, because like Justin said, I bring so much more knowledge that you guys just don't have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
Right.
you
Just in
guys, you
general.
guys don't know. You guys just don't know what I know.
Yeah,
I love music, but you guys don't like music
it's true.
as much as I do.
I mean, we like music, but
Not
we
as much as
don't
I do.
we don't live and breathe music, you know.
I live and breathe live music, and I think that's kind of what like sets us apart.
Yeah. Back when you were in college, you actually had a podcast about music, right?
I did. It was called Jams and Sound Bites. It
Is that
didn't
still
last
up on the
long.
internet?
What?
Is that still up on the internet? Like, are there episodes up as we speak?
It's on YouTube.
All right, should go check out that podcast on YouTube. We're gonna blow it up. This
Yeah,
is the episode
maybe
that's
it'll
gonna
be
get the views.
revived if it gets a bunch of views and people go and check it out.
Yeah, it could
And
get revived. It was just a
and then
lot.
Haley's gonna be more famous than we are, and it's gonna be all our fault.
It was a lot. I was listening to like an album every week, maybe two albums, I think it was. And that gets to be a lot. But
Are you? What's next? What's on your radar now? The Bruno Mars album that's dropping. Are you excited for that?
oh yeah, I gotta listen to Bruno. Who else is dropping soon? Charlie Puth. Oh my gosh, that comes out next month. Um, yeah, there's a lot dropping. Like a lot of people are going on tour and lots of new music coming out.
Yeah. Wait.
So
So
Which is
I'm
really
guessing you
the
thought.
biggest thing, which is really the biggest thing that Haley's on this podcast about is tour culture. I think if I'm not mistaken, it was only about what some months ago that the Eras tour officially ended.
it was like, no, it ended in 2024.
Really?
Yeah, November.
Well, anyways, regardless, right, there was a whole, docu-series about the Eras tour, and it was one of the biggest tours ever to, uh, because Taylor Swift is one of the biggest artists ever, at least in this country. Um, and apparently everyone seemingly decided to go on tour at the exact same year. I guess 2026 is just the year of tours. Um, Noah Khan's going on tour. Bruno Mars is going on tour. Unfortunately, Post Malone is bringing Jelly Roll on tour.
Again,
Um,
round
again,
two, round
yeah, the
two.
big ass stadium tour too. Who's going on tour?
Charlie Puth.
Charlie Puth is going on tour.
Khalid's going on tour for the first time in like 6 years, 7 years.
And the amount of money that people are spending on tickets is insane. All
Harry
of the
Styles.
scalpers and bots just buy up half of the stadium, and those tickets are going for so much. It's crazy. It's crazy. All for these artists to say that they sold out arenas when really they didn't sell out that quickly. All of those tickets are getting resold on the internet. Most of them. It's all a lie. But
Well, and you
what
know
was
what?
even the point? What were we talking about with the Eras tour?
Oh yeah, what were you talking about?
No, basically, I was just talking about the tour, like the entire like culture around tours and how it is. It's something that kind of needs to be like enlightened for people. I think personally, because it's just I think it's dead. Um, because we constantly have to deal with ticket prices. I'm not a big to- concert guy myself. Concerts hurt my feet. I don't like driving in downtown areas. That's usually where the stadium's going to be at. And the first time I went to a concert, my ears popped so bad because it was a Jonas Brothers concert. So, um, yeah, what is the entire atmosphere, around touring? What's the catch to it? What is it like to get, tickets, and how much should people truly be willing to spend, and how much are you willing to spend on
Yeah,
concerts?
what's the intrigue of spending your hard-earned money to go enjoy live music? What do you think is making live music as big as it is right now this year?
Live music has been like huge forever. It's just gotten increasingly more expensive. I think so, unfortunately I missed that prime time of concert ticket prices, because I was just a little lad, but um I don't know. I think a lot of it just has to come from like the admiration for the artist, and then like I personally I was raised in like the One Direction's prime time, Jonas Brothers prime, Justin Bieber. As a young female,
Selena Gomez?
you can talk about Selena Gomez, but I'm talking about,
You're talking about the
you know,
dudes, but Selena Gomez
that's
was my childhood crush.
that
She
was
was
your
huge.
childhood. You said you went to her concert, right?
I did. I had posters on my wall.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like in their prime, like you just become so obsessed with the artists
Yeah.
and their music that now that I have money and I have bigger money, like the opportunity's there. I can spend my money however I want to.
Yeah.
I
I've
wasn't allowed to go to concert. I didn't go to my first concert until like 2018. Yeah, it was 2018. I saw Why Don't We?
So in a way, it's like filling the void from when you were a child. Like everything you wanted to experience when you were a kid. Now that we're big boys, we can we can put the money towards it now. We have adult money. We can fill that void. Kind of the same reason we're going on this cruise. It's something we've all wanted to experience, and that's us saying, "Hey, we have the money. This is our life. Like we're taking control of our life." I think, yeah, it's the same with concerts. Like that's a kind of a good perspective. Like as a kid, you didn't have the power to just get up and go enjoy your favorite artist, but now you can you could do that. You could do that.
Yeah.
Are you guys going? Are you dragging Justin to any concerts this year?
So
I don't think
I am not going
so.
to any concerts this year. Like I mentioned before, concerts. are really expensive. And I think like hey like that's a very good like it's a hobby for you, right? Like
Mhm.
that's a hobby for Haley.
That's my thing.
So Haley like, you know, she talked about these admiration that she has for these artists, but I think like even if you're not the biggest fan of the artist, right? Like the spectacle, like I understand like the spectacle of going to these concerts. Like I understand like
Mhm.
how like big they can be. I mean, some concerts are like really lackluster, but other ones they have like huge like output. You know, the track list and the everything that they do around it. I understand how it could be appealing to Haley. So like,
Like some people are just such good performers, and like in the age of like TikTok and Instagram and stuff, you can watch what their show is gonna look like before you even go, or what they've done in the past. So it's like Justin was saying, the Eras tour. I've never been like the biggest Swiftie up until like the Eras tour, and I wanted to go to it. I unfortunately couldn't get any tickets because of the prices, but like you watched that 3 hour performance, like snippets here and there, and it's just like I want to experience that in person, you
Yeah.
know?
Especially
Like,
when you see how interactive they are with the crowd, it makes you feel like connected to them in a way, with these artists, and you see little snippets on social media, and I could understand how that can make you go, wait, like it's almost like a FOMO. There's a
mm,
FOMO to it. Like you need to
yeah.
be a part of that.
Yeah, I have the worst FOMO. Like, here's the thing. I've been to, I think it's like 23, 24 concerts now,
That's
and
okay. Wow.
between 2018 and now. And there's been two occasions where, like, I've gone back to back to the same artist day after the other. And that was Why Don't We and Charlie Puth, okay? And it's just like, you
I have no idea who Why Don't We is.
you know who Why Don't We is. You
I have
remember the
never
Logan
heard that in
Paul
my
collab?
life.
No, you remember the Logan Paul collab?
help me help you.
Yeah,
And then the diss track that he did.
That wait, yes, I remember.
yeah,
I
that's Why
remember
Don't
that.
We. That group is Why Don't We.
Oh, Haley. So back to back with those guys?
Yes, I loved Why Don't We was so huge for me. Um, we can come back to that, but like, um, but yeah, back to back, I went one night in Detroit. No, it was Grand Rapids, and then the next day, my friend had an extra ticket to the show in uh one was Detroit, one was Cincinnati. No, one was Detroit, one was Grand Rapids. So, they had an extra ticket, and I went the next day, and we had front row. Great time. Then Charlie Puth, I saw him in Detroit, and I had VIP and front row for that. And then I saw him the next day, and I bought the tickets that same exact day for Cincinnati. So I drove to Detroit and then Cincinnati.
So
Yeah,
are we in agreement that Charlie Puth's national anthem was one of the greatest of all time?
100%, 100%. Not even
Justin?
like because I'm like the biggest Charlie stan, but because like it was actually just,
No,
it
that
was
was like real
magical.
good. I don't know what they like. I don't know why they just say that type of performance for like, you know, the Super Bowl. I mean, obviously I get it, right? You know, it's one game, one stage, you know, it's meant to be like, you know, one stand. It's supposed to be spectacular, but man, some of the like that just puts like a tarnish on everybody else's
Yeah.
national anthem.
Didn't Post Malone do it the year before or something?
He did perform. I don't know if he did the national anthem or he did like a song that they do as part of the pregame.
Yeah, it's like isn't one of the songs like America the Beautiful or something like that?
But Post
Yeah.
Malone could never. Like Post Malone could never do what Charlie Puth could do, like musically, and to achieve that. It got my adrenaline pumping before the game, and I think that's what it's supposed to do. And then obviously having Bad Bunny as the halftime show. You weren't here last week when we talked about the Bad Bunny halftime show and the politics surrounding it. Let's move away from that and just talk about the music. Haley, how do you feel about Bad Bunny?
Bad Bunny, oh, it was wonderful.
Yeah.
Like, man, Bad Bunny was great. Because, like I was talking about, these sets, something about this set and then just the performer, like how they can hype up what they're doing it just builds a great performance,
Yeah.
Like, the set, I think, was one of the best sets that they've had in years for
Oh,
the
absolutely.
Super Bowl halftime show. And I think that really, like, added to the meaning and just the entire performance in general.
And it felt so intimate too. Like I felt like I was there with him and it made me want to get up and dance. Like that's what was so special about the performance. And I think Bad Bunny just has that ability. It doesn't matter if you don't understand what he's saying. The vibes are incredible. The story that he's telling with just his presence alone, I think is important. I have to ask now, guys, like let's put money down. Like this is a parlay next year. Who you coming off of that? It's going to be one of the biggest halftime shows in the world because of the global pull of Bad Bunny. Coming off of The Weeknd, both of those were huge in making statements in a time of need in America. What is next year's halftime show? I've been thinking so much about who they could possibly bring in. Past couple of years, it's been the biggest artist in the world at the time, Grammy Award winning. What make your picks right now on this podcast. We're gonna put it out on the internet, manifest it. Who's gonna be the halftime show next year?
I personally don't have any idea. I don't know if you guys knew this, but I've known this for like a couple of years. Like Jay-Z is behind like a lot of these picks for the Super Bowl. Like, he got into an agreement with what's his name, like Roger Goodell and like the whole like entertainment of NFL and Apple Music that like Jay-Z is kind of a big part of like, who is the front facing, Jay-Z being the person that he is in the music that he does, obviously he's always been like trying to make a statement, right? Even though I'm not gonna get too much into Jay-Z's ethical past of what he's done and who he's done business with. But I think that his choices have been good. With that being said, there was talks about, country uh being up there, but then there was talks about, Jay-Z would never allow country artists to get up on stage after how they treated his wife Beyonce um during her release of Cowboy Carter. Uh so he would never want to put that up on stage, right? But then again, it's not completely 100% his go ahead. So I think with that being said, I said all this to say I don't know. I have no idea who could possibly be the artist that's going to be up there. Um, and the thing is, there's no room for who is the next upcoming artist because it's going to get revealed to us like soon enough. Like who's going to be there. So there's no room for like somebody to sneak in there. Like it's probably already picked as far as we know. It's probably was already picked before Bad Bunny even went on stage.
Yeah, first and foremost, I feel like having an artist that is in the Epstein files dictate your halftime show might not be the best system to have in place going forward. So
yeah.
maybe,
But I mean,
maybe
we gotta
things will
understand that
change.
every single person who owns every single NFL team are billionaires,
Yeah,
which
that's
means
true. Most
every
of them are in
last
the
one of
Epstein
them
files.
and
At least they're
anyone who
referenced.
owns the NFL is a part of that entire system.
Yeah.
So there is no ethical way to go about who's
I just
running
feel
the
like
NFL.
Roger Goodell is trying to do good. He's
Mm-hmm.
trying to do good by the
Mm-hmm.
people, by the league.
And I also feel like giving country artists a platform coming off of what this year was might be a little contradicting, and it might just be going in the wrong direction. And I do think we'll get a country Super Bowl halftime show because it's
Eventually.
America's halftime. We will eventually.
Once the climate calms
Yeah.
down.
And I don't think that's I think that the climate's only gonna get worse over the next year. So I think we'll need a big artist to bring people together. And in my head, personally, I could see a world where these two that just got married or are getting married, the narrative that's been pushed down our throats for 3-4 years now, if the Chiefs do find a way back to the Super Bowl, Taylor Swift is still waiting in the wings. And eventually she's going to say yes.
Taylor Swift has declined the Super Bowl multiple times.
She's openly said
eventually she's going to say yes. Because, you know why? Because she realizes how much money it's going to pull in.
Taylor Swift is a billionaire.
No, not for her. Like, they don't necessarily get paid to do the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I think he just means as far as like the culture for the Super Bowl itself, how much money.
The Swifties are bound to take over the Super Bowl. I hate it. I don't want that. It's bound to happen eventually. It is bound to. I don't know. What do you think, Haley?
I've been saying this for a couple of years now that I think Post Malone is like almost there.
Yeah.
And I'm probably forgetting somebody really huge that's like right in front of my face. But I feel like Ariana Grande is a potential contender as well.
That is interesting. It could be Ariana Grande.
Mm-hmm.
I like Post Malone. Justin is a Post Malone hater. I think Post Malone, even though he is going down the country route, I think that is how you can give country fans something without fully giving them a platform, because Post Malone is so versatile. He's kind of across multiple different genres. He's got hits that are part of multiple different genres. He just fits the Super Bowl mold so well. There's no way he hasn't been asked to do it already.
Right.
I just feel like Post Malone fits the mold for the halftime show.
He did
and he
that
would definitely
one
bring
Dallas
Jelly Roll with
read,
him.
didn't he?
Huh?
He did that one Dallas halftime show this year, didn't he?
Probably. I think he did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think a lot of times they it was just on the tip of my tongue of who I was saying they could do a put up there, because I was talking about, like, you know, a lot of times they do like throwbacks if they don't have like a current modern artist that, like, you know, they want to highlight immediately, that they'll kind of, like, you know, go back and pick a different artist. Who, like, I can't remember who was just like on the front of, like.
Well, while you're getting that to your mind, I do want to bring up too. We talked about this recently. I brought it up in conversation, because all the conversations we have on the podcast, people, are like conversations that Justin and I have. Our brains are always moving when it's 2 a.m. and we're just yapping. This is the stuff we come up with, and this is what I came up with. Thinking about how Bad Bunny has such a global pull, and he was brought in to represent the world in this way. There is another, like, global phenomenon that has really been taking over the United States the past couple of years that nobody is talking about. And I could see it being on the Super Bowl stage, especially with certain bands like really taking K-pop. I could see K-pop having the Super Bowl halftime show, especially because there is so much reach now in the States. And with K-pop Demon Hunters coming out, I think that was like one of the biggest animated movies in the world when it dropped. And we're getting a sequel. So that's like such a niche thing. But yeah, we're going to see Hatsune Miku virtually.
Oh, no. Who I was thinking of was Pitbull. Pitbull,
Mr. Worldwide,
has so much hold on, like, I don't know why white women are obsessed with putting on ball caps and going to his concerts. But honestly, I love the culture. Every artist I can bring up here all say controversial things. Pitbull said his controversial things. I'm pretty sure somebody was a Trump supporter. That's neither here nor there. It doesn't matter. Um, like I think that he could be put on that stage. I think Pitbull has the pull to like really turn up a crowd like the Super
Yeah.
Bowl. So if
Yeah.
anything, my money's gonna be on Pitbull.
Yeah, and his music spans multiple generations. Like everybody knows Pitbull, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so I could definitely see he's got so many connections in the industry. It would be a good halftime show.
Yeah,
I
my
don't know.
money's
I'm
on Pitbull.
honestly so surprised that like he wasn't a guest when J-Lo was the performer.
Right? Or like Shakira.
Well, that was
Don't
yeah.
bring up that halftime show. I have erased that halftime show from my mind because it was the first time I had to watch my team lose to the Chiefs. Just like I've erased the Usher halftime show.
Oh,
Right,
Usher
as a
was so
49ers fan.
good
It
though.
was good. It was good. But that was the day my life was ruined forever. So
Yeah, but I think Pitbull. I could definitely see Pitbull getting up on that stage and just really really turn the crowd. I mean, I could see him bringing out a bunch of people in bald caps. Like I could see it happening, and him just like dancing with them.
no,
Yeah.
there's still so much I want to get into, but I have one last concert related question for you, Haley. What's your Mount Rushmore of concerts you've been to? You've been to so many, some back to back, like you were saying. What's the 4 best that you've been to?
4 best. Okay. I'm gonna start with like number 4. I gotta pull up my archives. I have 2 apps that I use. It's called Memento and Concert Archives, and
This is
that's
not
actually
sponsored.
it's not, but um, they actually are very good at keeping track of like everything that I've been to. Number 4. Hmm. I think one of them has to be Charlie's definitely up there. Um, specifically specifically the one that I had front row. That was in 2024. Yes. Oh, Jeremy disappeared.
I'm good. I'm back. Am I back?
No.
Yeah.
No, yeah, you are.
Okay.
Okay. Top 3 now. Jonas Brothers, 2023. That was like they played all of their songs, so that kind of made it really good. And number 2, I'm gonna forget. I don't want to sit here and just think though. Oh, number 2, Sabrina. Number 2 is definitely Sabrina. And
Justin, you were
then,
at that one.
I was at the Jonas Brothers one too.
yes.
Oh, were you?
I was at both of them.
Wow.
And then I feel like this one, this one's gonna be really shocking to a lot of people, but number 1 best concert I've ever been to, the first time I saw Big Time Rush in 2022, it was phenomenal. Like, the energy was great. That's like the most fun I've ever had at a concert ever. I had 4th row, um, and it was just great. They played all the classics, they played some of their new stuff, and yeah, it was great.
I imagine your inner child was very happy that day. I could only imagine. I had all the big time. I was a guy for the girls. Okay, I had the Big Time Rush CDs. Okay, I loved that. I loved Beat Taylor when I was a kid. I'm not afraid to admit it. All right, I am not afraid to admit it. So that would definitely be fun. Sabrina, I mean, I don't always enjoy the themes around her concerts, but I also feel like it'd be a good time. What was your nonsense outro? Do you remember?
There was no
No.
nonsense. That wasn't this.
Yeah, it was.
No, I don't think it was.
Oh, yeah,
No,
yeah,
that
yeah.
wasn't
No,
no.
there was no nonsense
That's
Was
not
outro.
that
the
not that
tour.
tour?
No,
We
that's
had a
not that
Juno
tour.
position.
Yeah,
What was your Juno position? Show us right now.
I don't even remember.
She was like bent over.
Just to
We had,
demonstrate.
No, I don't even.
she was like bent over, like touching her toes.
Oh.
remember.
It was
Yeah,
like
Justin
the
can't do
second
that.
show of the tour.
Um, what do we even get into next? Okay, I do want to just say real quick that everyone on the internet was going down this rabbit hole of Punch the Monkey, and that was like a big deal the past 2 weeks. I found out about it super late, and I just wanted to drop kick all of those bigger apes that were beating him up. I guess it is part of their culture, and I have to accept that. I'm not villainizing these monkeys. Okay, I would never do that. I would never villainize monkeys, but I can't help but have a little bit of a personal beef with them for still upholding the ways of that culture, because that little Punch did not deserve that. And I actually saw a tweet that I thought was really funny, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. But this guy said, because everyone was comparing, like there's a new animal trend every year, and obviously Punch is the new one. It was Mudang, and this guy said, "Don't you ever dare compare Punch to Mudang." All right, Punch came from the mud. Mudang was a fat, pampered slob. Punch is my
What?
goat. don't don't disrespect Punch, and that's how I feel too. And I just, how do you guys feel about Punch the Monkey?
The punch propaganda is so interesting because I remember seeing a video and everybody was like, "Oh, the story's not that sad anymore. Like he's like he's not getting bullied as much anymore." And it's getting like incorporated. But then there was like more videos. It's like, y'all, he'll fall alive. Like he's still getting abused.
Yeah.
I just don't know like what the fuck. Like
And IKEA is over here using this as an advertising opportunity. Like, hey, buy these orangutan plushies. Punch
no,
loves them, so will you. All right, are we not going to address the fact that Punch is getting beat down on a daily
no,
basis?
but I mean, like they're all like punch is okay, guys. Like we have to, like they're literally in an exhibit, right? It's not like they're like filming wild animals. Like this is all an exhibit. Like if he was actually getting like hurt in this process, and they would have to take him out, and it'd be a whole thing. But he's fine.
Years from now, Punch is going to be one of the monkeys that is going to beat down on the little monkey, and we're gonna look at ourselves in the mirror and reflect and go, you know what? You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become a villain, and that's the way life goes. USA won the Olympics, won Olympic hockey gold for the first time since 1980, since the Miracle on Ice. And the reason I'm bringing this up, I wanted to get you, Justin, specifically I don't know how connected you are to what's going on with the Olympics, but it immediately turned political. The director of the FBI was in the locker room with them celebrating. It became about Trump. It became about Trump and how he represents a patriotic nation that won hockey. First of all, I was not rooting for America. I don't like what's going on in America right now, and I don't like how we try to take over cultures that we did not create. We have no right to lay claim on hockey, even though we have the NHL and we made it bigger than it's ever been before.
Let me just say this, right? Because I think that's where like a lot of people get these opinions, right? Where like they're mad at what's going on in this country, right? And who's currently running the country, that they automatically claim like they don't want to support the U.S. in the Olympics. They don't want to support this, but every country goes to the Olympics, right? Like, that's what the Olympics are. It's a combination of all these different places, right? The U.S. is not Trump, right? The U.S. isn't who's currently in office. The U.S. is what it was meant to be from the start. And of course, this country was built on absolutely terrible things. But we also have to remember who did what for this country, and that's immigrants, that's slaves, that's the Native Americans. This country is not ran solely by Trump. Trump does not speak for the people. Um, Trump definitely doesn't speak for me, doesn't speak for you. So when the Olympics comes around, when any of that comes around, I'm always gonna root for USA because I am pro USA, right? I'm not gonna go out and I'm not gonna burn this country's flag because that's not what it's about,
Yeah.
right? Everyone needs this country to be better. Everyone wants this country to be better. And I think honestly, what happened and what the male hockey team showed during that perfectly represents what is going on,
Yeah.
right? Um, Female hockey, who also took home the gold, had the first um, Black American hockey player to ever play for that team and win. That is what I think America is, right? That's what I think. So at the end of the day, when it comes to anything, uh, women and women of vast culture and vast identities are the ones who need to be shined on,
Yeah.
and there was a lot of rooting for them because of how good they did and that miracle. But when it came to how they laughed at what Trump said and how our literal director of the FBI, who's supposed to be still investigating these Epstein files, um, was partying with them, then you know what? That does nothing but just
Yeah.
solidifies the stamp on.
It shows exactly why the other nations don't respect us, and it's just disappointing because you're right. Like we are Team America, whether we like it or not. We all want to be proud to root for our country in the Olympics, and just to see the direction it goes and how it kind of takes away from, like you said, the women's team and the people that are out there representing in a much bigger way. The fact that it took away from that just kind of sucks. It just kind of sucks. You guys watch any of the Olympics at all? I think the Olympics are boring. I don't really dive much into it. I was watching hockey because I was invested in the USA Canada storyline and I had money on it. And I did not hit on the USA Canada game, by the way, so that sucks. But will you guys care about the Olympics at all?
I like watching the Olympics. I like the Summer Olympics more. The only thing I really care about in the winter is figure skating. But I'll watch any and every event in the Summer Olympics when I have free time. I'll find some sort of
Which you
interest in it.
Which you don't have currently.
I do. What are you
You
talking
don't
about?
have much free time. This is
I do,
like your.
but we don't
Before
have we don't have Peacock and we don't have cable anymore, so I can't
But
watch it.
just
which
for
is
the record,
sad.
before I pressed record, I asked you what you were doing today since it's your day off, and you said I'm cleaning.
That's my free time.
That is not free
Responsibility.
time.
That is
That's
free
not,
time. How do you think these things happen? What time do you think these things happen in? Free time.
no, because these are chores that you need to get done. You need
But I
to
could
clean.
choose not to.
Yeah.
I guess that's true.
You
But
woke up and got dressed this morning, didn't you? You didn't have to do that.
In my
that
free time this morning, I went shopping.
Mhm.
I
That-
got some food.
you got food, right? Because you need to eat. Is that free time or is that that's a need? That's a
Getting food
necessity.
is something I enjoy, okay?
Okay.
I know you do too.
All right. All right. Okay. Whatever you say. I actually do. I have like 20 more minutes because I gotta get ready for work. So let's a big topic on the table, and then we'll have some fun. We'll do some fun stuff afterwards. Big topic on the table. Everyone on the internet is kind of debating, and I hate it because I feel like it's the one side of people is arguing with each other and distracting from the bigger issues at hand here about whether this guy meant it or not. The BAFTAs happened, and then just so anybody, I feel like you guys know about it, but I just
No.
want to. You don't know about it?
I saw literally an hour ago. I saw something about what was it, Michael B. Jordan or something.
Yeah.
I don't even know what he said or what was happening.
Michael B. Jordan, Delroy early on in the show. This was a pre-recorded show that was on 2-hour delay. they were up presenting an award early on in the ceremony. It was the first award of the night. And I think his name was John Davidson, who has Tourette's syndrome. The story of his life was in a movie, I Swear, that was being represented, actually won multiple awards at the ceremony. They let him be there before the show happened. Alan Cumming, the host, he said, guys, just so you know, this is John Davidson. If you hear anything throughout the night, just understand what he's dealing with and understand that this is an uncomfortable setting for his disease. And they welcomed him with open arms. He got a standing ovation. First ceremony, first award presentation. Michael B. Jordan, Delroy are up there from Sinners. They're presenting the award, and he yells out the N-word that you can clearly hear in the production of the BAFTAs. He yells it right at them. You can see they kind of freeze. They're kind of taken back by it. There's an outcry. Alan Cumming then comes up on the stage and says, we need you to understand that it is uncontrollable, and we are sorry if you are offended. And that was the situation. And in the days since, it's just gotten worse and worse. The controversy online, and the narrative. There's two kind of narratives. Some people are arguing about, hey, did he in that moment? Can you blame the person with the Tourette's syndrome? Is the N-word a part of their vocabulary that just kind of came out through? The other conversation that's going on is how it was handled by the BAFTAs. Number one, was not edited out of the 2-hour delayed production of the show. And number two, nobody ever apologized to Michael B. Jordan and the other actor for what happened. So that's kind of just like, this is a very sensitive topic, and going into sensitive topics on the internet is dangerous, but who's really going to watch this? We're a low budget podcast, so let's talk about it.
No, but the problem was the situation was just handled so poorly. Like it was like I always hated the "we're sorry if you were offended." That's not an apology. You're attacking me because I was offended by something that somebody said, right? Now, I don't know complete background on Tourette syndrome. I mean, obviously, I know I feel like I know a fair amount, but I don't think that I don't know like what causes that voluntary reaction, especially at a time like that when you're looking at two black people on the stage. I just don't understand like what kind of all goes into that. But at the end of the day, the way that this should have completely been handled is just a flat out apology, right? Even if you have like there should have been a written apology. Like, you can't really like do anything involuntarily when you're writing stuff, so there should have been a written out apology. And the way that this all should have been handled, like, is so disgusting. Like, people always run to like they run to like this aid of like, oh, it's a disease, they can't do this about it, right? They do this all the time with like different languages, right? When things sound like a slur in a different language, they're like, not everybody speaks English. Everybody does this. Like, that's not the issue, right? Like, obviously he didn't do it on purpose. But people who are on the internet defending this and like saying that you shouldn't have to apologize because it's a tick, like, no, that's stupid. Like, that's dumb. Like, it's an apology should be offered to everybody. Like, it doesn't matter.
And it sucks to see because the racist people are kind of hiding in the shadows for this one. They're letting the more like left-sided people argue about this. And there's so much going on in this world right now, and I feel like the fact that we have to argue about it just sucks because there's so many bigger problems that we should be fighting against, and we're fighting against each other about this situation when really it is, I think, 100% on the BAFTAs. Because I had to be educated on how Tourette's syndrome works. I don't know what it's like to live with it, but apparently Tourette's is like an intrusive thought in your mind that literally picks the worst possible situations to call out the most insensitive, worst thing. That's how extreme that version of Tourette's can get. But the issue is, I have to imagine that tick has happened before. I have to imagine. And for the BAFTAs to put him in that situation, knowing, I'm not saying you can not let him be there. I'm not saying you can discriminate in that way, but there should have been a different conversation. And he did release a statement. And in Davidson's statement, he said, "I am mortified if anyone thought that this was intentional." Still no apology. No apology from the individual, no apology from the BAFTAs. And I think that is the big problem. I think racism gets swept under the rug in the UK. And I just don't think that this is a big deal. They feel they're more angry that they're being attacked than taking the professional route of just apologizing to the actors and apologizing to the Black community. And that's so stupid to me. Like, why is it that difficult? It's not that difficult.
And my biggest thing has always been like, I treat everybody like equally on the exact same plane. I understand people have like differences and stuff, right? But that's what we preach constantly, is that everyone deserves to be treated as equal, right? No one deserves to be just treated as immediate like handicap. You should baby certain people with diseases. You should treat everyone as though they are their own, person. And that's what I always try to do, right? But then as soon as something like this happens, it's like, well, you gotta understand. I have to understand what? Like, what is there exactly that I have to understand to the point of like that what you have this disease when it's impossible for you to turn around and apologize, right? Like if I'm talking, I'm like you're saying like, oh, you wouldn't know what to say, like if you were in this position and you had this thing. I just don't think going around my entire life apologizing would be that big of a deal. Like
Yeah.
it's really not.
Yeah. Haley, you are also, obviously, we talked a lot about music. You're also a movie person. You went to school for broadcast media. You are a movie buff just as much as we are. And I think like when things like this happen, it negatively impacts the industry. And there's so much we could say about the culture around award shows, but like I know you have something. I see like a thought lurking in the back of your mind. So what is it?
I don't know. I don't know that I do have a thought. Like, obviously, there should be a formal apology,
Yeah.
but it's just like I don't think it should have been said. And I think you said this was pre-recorded, right?
Yeah, it was on a 2-hour delay, so they recorded it and then aired it 2 hours later. There were
They
things they
had
edited down in
time,
the broadcast.
but this was like that part was aired.
Yeah, that was aired.
It's 100% on the association then, because
It feels more intentional that way. It does.
It does, because like you had time to edit it out. Yes, this could have been like between everyone like there. This could have been edited out. It wouldn't have to be such a big thing. And they could have, I don't know. I think that this could have just been handled a completely different way, but it's not.
Right. I think it was definitely a hurtful situation, and the BAFTAs just they made it so much worse. My butt still hurts in this chair, by the way, like so badly. I am so ready. I'm getting rid of this chair. This is the last episode with this chair. Like this is so uncomfortable. We're upgrading the chair.